I think I'm on, so I will be walking around, and taking up a collection before we're through, right? So this is kind of like the Baptist church, Miss Helen. Everybody up on the front row, you're going to have to give something. So y'all in the back, just, we'll get to you. Brian Hubbard, thank you. What an extraordinary fellow that I've gotten to know this man and to watch him and work with him. And he's just been this extraordinary talent, one of the brightest people. And I'm so blessed that many of you, as a matter of fact, would everybody that's either in the Texas legislature, has been in the Texas legislature, or wants to be in the Texas legislature, stand up just a second. Stand up, all you Texas legislators. Yeah. Thank you for being here. And the reason I wanted you to see them, because over the course of your gathering here, corner them, talk to them, find out from them, because I know a lot of you are, listen, if you'd told me 6 years ago that Rick Perry and psychedelics is going to be in the same sentence, I might have walked backwards a little bit from you. But the fact is, I want to share a story with you. The last time I spoke to Alec, if my memory serves me correct, was in 2016. It was in Indianapolis. And I gave a speech about an issue that was filled I won't say just as, but almost as conflicting with conservative, hard on crime, tough on crime values as this issue with plant medicine that we're talking about here with Ibogaine. And I'm speaking about criminal justice reform. 20 plus years ago, I had someone, Judge Creuzot, Brooke, you remember Judge Creuzot from Fort Worth, a Democrat district judge, came and talked to me. We were friends. He came and talked to me about these drug courts that they were doing, the way to deal with these people who were having some issues. They had broken the law, and they were going to get punished. They were giving them second chances. They were sending them to boot camps. They were sending them to treatment centers. They were giving them a second chance. Because what we figured out, Maddie, was that they were not going to prison, which is where people become professional criminals. Giving them that second chance. And the first time I heard that, I was kind of like, get behind me, Satan. I throw them in jail. Throw the key under the jail. We're tough on crime. This is Texas. But I was curious, and I was open to the conversation. And I came to the position that in fact, was worth a conversation. And we were open to it. We started having conversations. Phil, I think you may have still been in the house at that particular point in time. We had our staff working on it. And the curiosity turned into looking at the data and realizing that this was, in fact, good for the state. Paul, we led the nation in being able to put criminal justice reform into place. And it was because we were courageous. We let the data lead us. We always hear about, listen to the science. Well, you know what? We do that. ALEC is such an important organization. And the reach that you have out across these states, the reason I wanted you to see these members is so go talk to them over the course of this meeting. Pick their brain, talk to them, get the data. And I know as sure as God made strawberries that when you look at the data and you recognize that this is a compound that God gave us that is showing extraordinary ability to free people from post-traumatic stress, literally break addictions, And if we've got that in our hands, if we have that, you joined up into your legislative process because you wanted to make a difference in people's lives. The vast, vast majority of you did that. And if that's the reason you're sitting here today, and you know that there is this compound out there that we can treat people with, doing the clinical trials and running it through the process appropriately. And that's what this is really all about and what Texas has put into place. And we need other states to be partners in this. Let federalism reign. If you know that, and you see the data, and the science is there, how bad you got to hate somebody to not make this available to them. That's what I want you to think about. Because this literally, of all the things that I've had the great privilege to work on, and I'm incredibly blessed to be able to have impacted people's lives. This one has the most powerful potential. And that's quite a statement. When you think about somebody who's been in public service for 40 years, 6 years as a state rep, 8 years as ag commissioner, 2 years as a lieutenant governor, 14 years as a governor, and almost 3.5 years as the Secretary of Energy. This is the most important, impactful thing that I've had the opportunity to be involved with. And my reputation, one of my early political guys, Paul, came up and said, "What in the hell are you doing? Getting involved with this psychedelic stuff?" And I think I thoughtfully laid out the facts and the science and the data. But I said, you know what is more important? Their lives are more important than my reputation. And most of you came into this business recognizing your reputation was at stake here. But I hope your heart and your mind also has that powerful impact of affecting people's lives. Literally saving people's lives. There's not a lot of things you can do to get to do that. There's not a lot of professions that you're going to get called into of which you can do that. I happen to think this is it. I hope all of you, I'm going to challenge you to have the courage to join Texas and those other states that Brian listed out so that we have this massive effort all across the country, because you change people's lives, just like Alec did on criminal justice reform. And that great effect that we had in Texas went on to the national level. There is federal criminal justice reform today because it's something that got started in a state.